Welcome back to Whoa Bros. Today we are not going to rest until this SA200 starts up or blows up. I think we've been putting the cart in front of the horse a little bit, and we've been trying to do things without knowing if this machine will even start or weld, so today we're going to figure that out. We put fuel to the carb yesterday and naturally it was leaking, so we took this back apart and adjusted our float, and it looks like we are doing pretty good now. So we've got that going for us. But I'm thinking this is the last thing that we really need to fix before we can start it. So this is your oil pressure gauge. And your oil pressure gauge usually hooks up to your fucking oil pressure gauge. But as you can see, this one is not. It looks like somebody cut this at some point in this machine's life, so whenever you go to start it up, oil just starts spewing out of here. Whenever I bought the machine, I didn't know this, but this line was cut and tucked right there. So I'd go to start the machine, and it wouldn't start, but I'd check back here, and there'd be a shitload of oil sitting on top of here, and I'd be like, did I get the only fucking magical SA200 in existence that can produce oil? The US is about to fucking invade Whoa Bros. So we're gonna take off this little piece of shit hose and this piece of shit oil pressure gauge, and we're gonna replace it with this beefier one that B&W Parts sent us. Look at that. Look at that comparison. That is crazy. If you're planning on doing maintenance to your welding machine, which everybody fucking should, you need to know who B&W Parts is. They are your one-stop shop for any parts, accessories, knowledge, know-how, anything that you could want to know about SA200s or just about any other welding machine that you can think of. Now we'll start taking this apart. So this is literally just going to unscrew from there. If I can. There we go. And all you're going to have to do to take your gauge off the machine is take off these 2 3/8 nuts. What did everybody think about Whoa Bros' first YouTube video? I think it turned out way better than I thought it would have. And just like that, our gauge should be free. What the fuck? Well, we might have to get some persuasion. Easy day. We just broke the rest of the cable off with it too. Hell yeah. Now we're gonna be lucky enough for our new gauge to fit in our hole. Fuck no. We only have to wallow out a little bit, so we're just gonna take our file and do the rest of that. So when you're using a file, it's only gonna be taking off most of the material when you push it. So if you take it and run your finger down, you can feel it pull a little more than if you run your finger up. So if you hold your file down while you're pulling back, you're effectively just making your file dull, which I didn't believe forever, but there's definitely some truth to it. That's why I'm passing it on here. And that should just about get us there. Like a glove. Side thing real quick, if you do this, you're gonna wanna paint this up really well or it's gonna rust out like that old one did. We're gonna take this apart and paint it yet, which is why we haven't done it. We're just throwing this in so there isn't a hole in the side of the engine that's spewing out oil right now. Now we're gonna take our new backer plate and throw it on our oil pressure gauge the exact same way the other one was. We got that bracket on, and I have faith that you're gonna be able to figure it out without me putting it in this video, but now we need to fix the real problem, the hole in the side of our engine. So we've got this adapter that we're gonna throw on there, but first we're gonna Teflon these threads. If there's nothing else that you learn in this video, let it be this. I already have the thread tape on here because I messed up the last take, but all you're gonna do is hold your threads out with your left hand. You're gonna take your Teflon tape, put it out like that, and then just gonna hold that there with your thumb, and then go around it that way. It'll make it a million times easier. My sergeant taught me this when I was in the Marines. And he was a really good tank mechanic, so there must be something to this. We got that taped up. Now we're just gonna throw this in our hole, and we're gonna try to orient, We're gonna try to orient the top of this hole to fucking be sticking straight up. If we can fucking get her started in the first place. What the fuck? There we go. And this is gonna be a 9/16, just in case anybody's actually following along. Make it easier on you, because I appreciate when people put the sizes of shit in their videos. I think we might try that. Now we're going to try to put the end of this hose into our adapter, and I think this is going to be the best way that we can go about that. Just twisting this around. Look at that, looks like it's already working too. even though I know you can't really see it. Just like so. And now, if we can get this started today, we should at least not have oil spewing out of the side of the engine. Man, too bad we didn't record that. That was pretty exciting. So there's a shield that goes around the fan and the radiator kind of halfway, and I was looking at it and noticed that it wasn't bolted on. So it was just kind of hanging there, and I'd hate to try to start this up and then that rattle off down into the fan and just destroy everything. But when I was going to take apart the radiator to get it out, naturally antifreeze was going everywhere, and I was trying to hold it up to keep the antifreeze from spilling all over the shop. And I tried to use Hey Siri to have somebody come out and help me, but man, if you're ever in an emergency, don't use that shit. Last thing that we did to this before we can get it started is we threw an engine hoist on it. This is just on blocks, so I'm afraid we'd get it started and it would work its way off the blocks, fall down, and then we would just absolutely be fucked. So consequences of failure, we put that there. We also got some leads on it, so we're gonna be able to see if it will weld after we get her started up, and what better thing to introduce it back into welding than some fucking Excalibur 7018 is what this is. It won't focus. Is this thing finally going to fucking start? I've had this forever and haven't been able to get it to start. And in case it gets a little hairy, we got some Liquido de Aranque. So here goes nothing. Got our ignition on, starting fluid ready. That was pretty defeating, but we called B&W Parts, talked to Andrew, and it's literally like they're here with me doing this shit right now, because I was like, this is what's going on, and he was like, well, check that. I checked the needle in the carburetor. Let me show you what's going on. So this is the needle of your carburetor, and it sits right down here in its seat. And it sits there and it moves up and down depending on if your bowl needs fuel or not. But when you're setting your flow, and it's annoying because these things are a fucking nightmare, and you push down, you can end up pushing that needle too far into its seat and create a little groove, if this will focus, and that groove doesn't let it seat properly, and that's what causes fuel to overflow into your bowl. You can see this is a good needle, there's no groove, and this is the one that I fucked up. You can see that groove at the tip. If anyone was wondering, this needle is also from a Zenith carburetor rebuild set, and it seems like it's gonna work out just about perfect in there. More thing that we're gonna try out, and I'll be happy if this works, but I'll also be kind of upset. So we just took the ground strap off of our Magneto right here. Talked to Andrew from B&W Parts. Awesome dude. He said that he's done this before and it's worked out, but he made no promises, so we'll see what happens. It is the next day. We took a step away from the project and went inside to get dinner, and some Dr. Pepper, and some other things. Then I wasn't able to finish last night. We were back at it today. Sometimes it's good to come and look at it with a fresh set of eyes. And I don't think we're gonna be able to get this started, and let me explain to you why. There are a few crucial things that you need to get an engine started. Fuel, air, spark, compression. We have fuel in here, and that goes down to our carburetor. Our carburetor is set right as far as we know right now. Air also comes from our carburetor. Our pistons can move up and down, so we're gonna assume that our compression is okay, but spark is a fucking important thing, and you get spark in your SA200 from your Magneto, or some SA200s have distributors on them, and that's gonna be up here. But Chris, how do we know if we're getting sparks from our spark plugs? Don't worry, I'm gonna show you, and not because I knew this before, but because B&W Parts told me. The way that we're gonna test this out is we have a cable hooked up to our Magneto. We're gonna take out the spark plugs, put our boot on our spark plug, and then ground it out to the engine block of the machine and see if we get a spark. So that'll look something like this, and hopefully I don't catch anything in this fan that's right here while I'm doing this. So we took that out, got it on our boot, and your spark plug grounds to the threads that are in here. So if we just hold this there, we should still get a ground Doesn't look like my hand is gonna end up in the fan today, so we will try it. Okay, I don't know if you could see that. There should have been an arc going from here to here, and there wasn't, which tells us something's fucked up. So we know something's still fucked up and we're not getting spark. We're not getting spark from the spark plugs. Maybe this cable is fucked up. I don't think so because it is new. Or the Magneto could be fucked up by itself, and there's actually a super cool way to test that out. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a paper clip, or this is a 1/16 of an inch electrode. This was all I had because I couldn't find a paper clip. You're gonna bend it up just about like so to where you can shove it in these holes of the electrode, or of the fucking Magneto, Jesus. And then you're gonna be touching the copper connectors in there, which you can kind of see right there. And you're gonna situate this, your other end piece, about a cunt hair away from this grounding bolt. And then when you go to start it up, you should see a spark jump from here to there. Let's see. Fuck no. Move that closer. Nope. So that means that our Magneto is fucked up in some way, and I've been doing some research on how these things work. That shit is fucking insane. Way out of my circle of competence right now, but hopefully we'll get there one day. I think our solution for this is we got a distributor on the way that we're gonna throw up here that should be enough for us to get the machine started while we get the Magneto figured out. And when I was inebriated last night, I happened to book a plane ticket to Arizona, which is where B&W Parts is. So at the end of this month, we're gonna be taking our Magneto with us out there, and we're gonna be making a video about how they fix it, and it's gonna be so badass. Really thought we were in the last stages of getting this thing ready to go, but we can't start an engine without spark. I've got the shit on the way to make it happen, and we are going to fucking make it happen one way or another, just not today. Makes me feel like this SA200 is dragging my balls through glass. Every time I think we're about ready to get her started, something else fucks up. And that's the thing, is I think I looked at the spark plugs whenever they came out, and these were new spark plugs when they went in. And all of them fucking have, you can't see it super well, but there's shit on there like they were sparking at one time. So I fucking wonder if the Magneto like broke between now and then, or something fucked up between now and then. Well, I guess be on the lookout for a video about me putting a distributor on this, because that will, I want to say it will be the video where the fucking SA200 starts, but I guess we'll see if the compression is fucked up. We might just have to get a new one. Time will tell. Hopefully you learned something from this video and we helped you out in some other way. Sorry we couldn't get it started, but we are going to make this happen if it's the last thing that I do. Thanks for the support, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and do all the shit that fucking YouTubers tell their subscribers to do. Thanks for the support. Thanks for watching.